Striking a balance between our global and our national responsibility is challenging. Now, priorities are different for everyone, of course, but the fact that we live in a pluralistic society is actually a benefit. It forces us to consider the needs of different groups and find a balance that benefits as many people as we can. So to jump on Anthony's point before I cut him off for the second time this show, I want to bring up a stat. 1 in 5 working age Canadians, so just under 22%, is close to retirement. That's between the ages of 55 and 64. Now, can we expect immigration to begin fueling the economy and building more infrastructure as this age group starts to retire? What do you guys think?
Yes.
We can?
That's my entire point. These are the people that are replacing the retiring workforce.
I see. So
Yes.
what do you guys think? Do you think that's still doable?
I think it's definitely doable, and it's what needs to happen. We do enter some interesting situations when we talk about AI and advancement and loss of jobs in that sense. However, though, yeah, I think generally that thesis checks out. We're having people leaving the labor force. We're going to need new people to fill those roles.
Okay, now, granted, people ages 55 to 64 are making a lot more money than immigrants just coming here. I mean, the average salary is between 35 and 45K in the first 5 years of somebody coming here, roughly. So how can they replace?
They're retiring off the wealth of their homes. So
I see.
I think that we need immigrants, but our systems are not going to fix themselves. So that needs to be worked on internally first.
Do you think that as more immigrants come into the country, I mean, will the government start to wake up and work together and creating better policies, changing things?
I would love to see them work together. I don't know if that'll happen. I think it'll always be politicized. It's so easy to politicize it. You know, we heard 5 million immigrants coming into the country from one of your streeters interview. I don't think there's a disconnect with the public on the issues. I think immigration is a very, very, very hot topic for certain political parties. It's very politicized. You're either for it or you're against it. There's no middle ground with it anymore.
So what policy changes should we see? I mean, I know one for me personally is we're talking about medical, right? When nurses from other countries have to come here and still do another 2-3 years of schooling, right, roughly.
That's ridiculous.
We need to ease up on that.
Yeah, we need to make it lighter. Are there any other policy changes? Chris, do you know of any that we should change?
No, I just see immigrants as almost like a stressor, and we're already have a flawed system here, and it's just putting more stress underneath that flawed system. So, it's a chicken and the egg thing. Can you stop the tap and fix the system? I don't think so. But do we regulate it? How do we fix the system that's being broken by these stressors?
Can we see citizens work harmoniously with immigrants together? I mean, if they can maybe work together, then maybe we don't have to rely on the government so much.
We already do work harmoniously.
You think so?
Yeah,
I think so.
We all work together at the same places. We work harmoniously to it. But if you're going to bring it back to the government, which is what I harp on a lot on the program, is they need to build, baby, build. So start building. Build, baby, build. Start making it easier to build houses. Start finding the labor force to build the infrastructure. That's how you're going to fix it. That's the biggest stressor. Where are these people living? I think that's a fair question to ask. I don't think it's a reason not to welcome people, but it's a fair question for people across the country to say, look, it's $30,000 a year to rent a house. I can't access my first home under $600,000. What are we doing to fix that?
So Madelyn, I want to throw this to you. How do we create a balance between, because you mentioned bring in less, how do we create a balance between national responsibility and global responsibility of bringing in immigrants?
We need to look at the big picture in the sense that more qualified immigrants need to come in. I know we talked about service jobs, but in order to fix our problems, if we're bringing in medical professionals, that's going to help us get to where we need to be before we start bringing in service level jobs.
Interesting. Guys, I got to say, thank you so much for joining me on the show today. Immigration is a big topic, and I know we can't cover it in just 22 minutes. But for all you watching at home, thank you so much. And guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate it. It's always a pleasure.
I'ma rule the world, yeah.